Hi, memory. Every one of us has a problem with memory. But what is this memory and how many kinds of memory that we have? First of all, memory is life and life is memory. Without memory, we can't exist. And memory, we can divide them into three types. Number one, short-term memory. Number two, long-term memory. Number three, permanent memory. What is short-term memory? You have a task to do. You ask someone for help. So they will give you instructions. Until you complete that task, you remember. The moment the task is accomplished, you tend to forget. For example, I want to call my friend and I ask another friend for the number of this friend. So he will tell the number to me. I remember till I dial that number. The moment I dial that number, I spoke to him, that number goes out from my brain. I want to go to a bank. I want some direction. So I ask one fruit shop person direction. He will tell me go straight, pawn shop, left, take left turn, and there you come across there is one post office, then take right turn, and there is one mandir, take U-turn. He will tell me, and then third building is the bank. He will tell me. So till I go to the bank, I remember. The moment I go to bank, I forget the directions. And sometimes you go to a bank, you put the ATM card and you draw the money. The moment you take out the money, you tend to forget that you need to take out that card from the ATM. Sometimes you go to a photocopying shop, you give the documents for photocopying, so you take those photocopies, but you tend to forget the originals. That means most of the time, no, till the time the accomplishment task you remember, the moment it is over, no, brain thinks that I don't need this information anymore. Means I don't need this telephone number, I don't need these directions, I don't need to remember this card. That's why brain automatically will delete out of a brain. That's why people say I keep forgetting. Sometimes people, they put the keys, they turn the keys, open the door, they enter the door and the keys are left outside only and they forget. Then what is to be done? Simple task is anything task accomplished, brain will forget. So the task should be kept in between. Imagine you are watching a movie and anytime you see any movie, right? Part 1, Part 2, Bahubali, Part 1, Part 2. End of the Part 1, Rajamouli, the director, told why Kattappa killed Bahubali. Now that big question mark, the suspense will keep you alive to remember the first Part 1, also Part 2. Imagine you are reading a suspense novel and suddenly you come across end of Part 1 and what is going to happen next? No, there is suspense. Or look at any TV serial. The moment 1 hour serial is over, no, they leave you at high end that something brain is thinking. That means every time when you are reading a book or watching a movie or a serial or any task, make sure that it's left abruptly so something is unaccomplished, brain will remember. That is called short-term memory. Number 2, long-term memory. Okay, long-term memory means children. Now they go to school and youngsters, they go to college and they have to remember a few things for till the end of the academic year. So June, the school will begin till the month of March. They need to remember the question answers. So what they do, and they have to revise at regular intervals, means they have to keep repeating. Once in 15 days, they have to keep revising so that brain keeps it in the brain. That's called long-term memory. So the moment you finish the examination, you forget. So short-term memory, till the task is accomplished. Long-term memory is little more longer duration till the end of that academic year. Now the permanent memory is what? Like you remember your name. I'm sure none of us can forget. Now your parents' name, which school did you go to and which country you belong to, which caste, which community, which religion do you belong to. Now few things, they are there, ingrained in our brain and you can never forget. This is called what? Permanent memory. So what we can do is, now anything you want to remember, if you think that any work, short-term task is there and somebody gives you some directions and they give you a mobile number or they will give you some task, you should try and convert them. If you think it's useful, try and convert them into long-term memory. At regular intervals you should revise, and if you think that's going to be required for you lifelong, that you should convert that into permanent memory. So if we can do that, things you can remember, otherwise we tend to forget, because brain has got two functions. One is to remember, second is to forget, and forgetting is more important than remembering. So brain by default, the moment the task is accomplished, work is over, it is thinking, why should I unnecessarily store this data which I don't need this, and that's why it is automatically clicking the delete button. So if you want to hold that information, you have to manually and you have to voluntarily, you should force the brain to remember it, sustain it till the you require that. If you can do that, you will know how to convert from short term to long term to permanent memory. If you can use this, I'm sure as a student, as an adult, as a professional, you are going to have a super memory. So this is Kwani Jayasimha signing off. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye bye.